You know, it's been 5 years since my last TF2 video. And honestly, I think I'm finally ready to sit down and... What? Oh, come on, man. Okay, let's just try this again. I mean, it can't be too difficult to get some gameplay in here. That's it. I'm gonna take care of these bots myself. Let me just jump in right here. Oh, there he is. Take that. And take that, you bot-ass bitch! Oh no. Oh no. 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 No.
Hello? Yes?
Alright, so yeah. As I found out, getting TF2 gameplay isn't as simple as, well, playing the game. Bots are a massive problem today. But this video is not about bots. I'm just not really interested in dedicating a significant amount of time to the subject. What I do want to do though is drop a link to contact the TF dev team in the description. So go there, tell them your experience with aimbots in TF2, and let them know how it's ruining your experience. But whatever, fuck bots and all that. Let's get started talking about truly the biggest, most important subject regarding TF2, duels! Alright, calm down. I know it's not the most exciting topic, but I gotta start somewhere. No, but really, if you've been watching my streams lately, check me out on twitch.tv/jax_tf2, you would know that lately all I've been doing in TF2 is dueling. I'd always known about the dueling minigame and had been in a few duels over the years, but I never really thought much about it until recently. I started using the odd few duels that I'd received through drops, and before I knew it, I was kinda hooked. I ended up trading a bunch of metal for a ton of them, and now I've been reborn through my Lord and Savior, Dueling Minigame Christ. So today, we're going to talk about the pros, the cons, and what I would do to fix those cons of the TF2 Dueling Minigame. Alright, so let's get started. The video now is actually going to be more like a traditional commentary video, and the gameplay in the background will all be showing me dueling other players. But anyways, what exactly is the dueling minigame? Well, it's a minigame, but more specifically, it's an actual item with 5 uses each that you can either buy or trade for. Using one of the items allows you to challenge another player on the opposing team, and if they accept, you're now locked into a duel that lasts until the end of the current round. Each time one of the dueling players gets either an assist or a kill on the opposing player, they earn a point. The points are tallied until the round ends, at which point the player with the most points is deemed the winner of the duel. If the duel is tied at the end of the round, no one is awarded with a win, but the minigame also doesn't lose any of its uses. Also, every player that participates in any single duel is awarded a Dueling Badge, which shows your last result and tracks the total number of duel wins you have. This badge can also be ranked up from bronze all the way to platinum. For every 10 wins, you are awarded with a free dueling minigame item, regardless of whether the wins came from uses of your own item or not. That's the basics of it, so now let's talk about the positives of duels. Alright, finally, I can actually give my opinion on things. First of all, this is a very fun game. I mean, it's not serious, I understand that, you know, and that's why it's not going to get a video that lasts an hour or anything. It's fun, it's simple, it's easy to use, it's low stakes. You know, this isn't a very serious or important aspect of TF2, but nonetheless, I enjoy it a lot. I think one of the cool things that it does is it's almost like a side quest type feature, to where it doesn't matter what game you're in, you can be getting absolutely butt fucked by the other team, it can be just a hopeless, boring mess, but you can find someone on the other team that you can duel, you challenge them and they accept, and suddenly it's like a side mission, and it gives the game that was otherwise kind of boring and hopeless some purpose. So I think that's cool. Another good part about the duels is that it's perfect for game modes like King of the Hill that have short rounds. You know, as you can see here, and all the gameplay has been on King of the Hill. King of the Hill is my favorite game mode, so maybe I'm a little biased there. But Duels actually match up with that perfectly because, you know, the rounds do have a time limit and are faster paced, so it really matches up well with the game mode. And honestly, that's about it for the positives for me. But also, I know that I said earlier that I'm going to give the pros, the cons, and then my fixes for the cons, but the last two are actually going to go together. So as I give the negatives, I'm going to give my ideas to what could be done to tweak or fix them. Okay, so the first negative is going to play off one of the positives, actually. That positive being how Duels are super compatible with shorter round game modes like King of the Hill. Well, the opposite is true of longer game modes like Payload, CTF, and 5CP. And this is just because it's almost pointless to do a duel on one of those. Just because, you know, well, think about it this way. In King of the Hill, what's the longest possible round? So the longest possible round, of course, both teams go to overtime. They both have 3-minute timers. So imagine that it goes to overtime. That's 6 minutes of playtime. And, you know, there can be a there can be a period of time before the first capture happens. So let's be generous and give it, you know, 2-3 minutes before the point is captured. I don't know if that ever happens unless both teams are just congaing or something else. But let's just say that. That's still 9 minutes, and it's less than 10 minutes, and that's the longest possible amount of playtime for any given round in King of the Hill. Compared to something like Payload or CTF, where CTF there aren't really rounds. The round is the entire game once the intelligence is capped 3 times. That can take, you know, 2 hours. You don't really see a game on 2 for it last less than 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I mean, 30 minutes is a blazing fast game to me, at least. If you're talking about, and that's not mentioning 5CP. 5CP, I think, has the most potential to be okay, but you know how it goes whenever you get on that last push, and there's 3 engineers with level 3 sentries. Those games can take super long too. And so you're comparing those game modes, which consistently last 20, 30, 40 plus minutes, to a game mode that lasts a maximum of 10 minutes, and it's pretty rare for you to have that close of a game. So my fix for this would be to have a points limit for the game mode being 5. So 5 kills, 5 kills or assists for either player, and then the duel ends right there, instantly, as soon as someone gets to 5. Or if somehow you don't get to 5 by the end of the game, you know, which happens in King of the Hill. I've played all of my duels on King of the Hill, and I've only gotten to 5 points a handful of times. I don't think I've ever gotten to 6, and if I has, it's been once. It was like a crazy once in 500 duels type deal there. So I do think the 5-point limit should be there, and of course, if the game mode ends before either player reaches 5 points, then you just cut the score off like you normally would. I think that would be a perfectly easy and reasonable fix for that. That brings up my next issue that I have with Duels, and that's whenever you get vote kicked for any reason, you receive a loss and a 10-minute cooldown for Duels. Now, I'm going to show you an example here. You can see I was trying to, I'd already initiated a duel, and I was trying to get kicked, and I did. I ended up getting kicked. This process took a lot longer than I expected. But anyways, I jumped into another game. Here I go. I attempt to duel someone, and it says that I can't. I'm on a cooldown. So that's kind of annoying because, sometimes you just get kicked for no reason, and it gives you a loss. You could be up 20 kills to 0, and here, if you check here, it shows my last result as a loss. So that's pretty annoying. My solution for this would be, how about just no cooldown whenever you get vote kicked? The loss isn't that big of a deal because the good thing is, thank God, that whenever you do get vote kicked, you don't lose a use of your dueling minigame when that happens. So the loss really doesn't mean anything. But come on, why a loss because I got kicked? I for the most part get kicked for no reason. I can't even remember the last time I got kicked in a casual game that was for a reason other than me having Twitch TV in my name. It's been a long time since that's happened. But regardless, I can see why they have the cooldown, sort of, because, you know, I guess bots potentially could exploit it, and, you know, bots get kicked all the time, so in Valve's minds they're probably like, yeah, the cooldown's smart, so bots can't abuse the game. But really, I've never seen a bot in my life try to duel anyone, first of all, and second of all, even if they could, how many people are going to accept that many obvious bot duels? Most people just decline duels on site as it is, but most people like check to see who's offering the duel and stuff. And so, to me, I really don't think the cooldown is needed. This is probably the least important issue that I have with the dueling minigame, but nonetheless, I've had a few times where I've gotten kicked, like I said, just for having Twitch TV in my name, and I was in the middle of winning a duel, and it was fucking annoying that I got a loss, and I was on a cooldown when I was really trying to string together some duels. But yeah, just a minor issue. Let's move on to the next one. So, duels ending 0-0. One of the most annoying things, and you know, it doesn't happen a lot, but it probably happens more than you think. It's a really annoying thing, because, you know, it's just a wasted time. You're hoping to get a duel in, you want to get a win. Sometimes you're trying to look for someone desperately and you can't find them. Maybe they went AFK, or maybe they're just playing in a way that makes them hard to find in general. Regardless of the reason, I always hate when it happens, and my solution, while it would be really fucking cool, I think it's the most interesting solution to any of the problems, but it's also the one that is just least likely to happen. It will never happen. But whatever. My solution is that as soon as a duel ends and it's 0-0 or it's tied, you get taken to a little duel arena while the round is switching, and you don't get to spawn into the actual game until one of you kills the other. The same rules apply, so if you have like the class limit or whatever, the same class limit would apply, or whatever, you pick your class and you go at it. And whoever wins the fight wins the duel. I think that would be sick. And as soon as the duel ends there, then you just boot into the regular server and go on with the next round. But yeah, that's not gonna happen. But hey, thought I'd throw it out there. Valve, you listening? All right, now it's finally time for the last issue that I have with the dueling minigame, and it's the biggest issue that I have. It makes me so fucking mad sometimes, and it's that assists count as a point in the duel. They just simply shouldn't. I can't tell you how many times there's been a duel, especially like the ones in the past where I say it's really hard to find someone. You know, you've played an entire round, but it's somehow still 0-0, and there's like 1 second left, and you're right there. You're trying to fight the guy, and he gets like a 10 damage little chip shot on you, and someone else hits you with a crit rocket and does 99% of the damage, and boom, they get an assist, they get a win. It's the worst thing that happens. Basically, the solution to this is assists just should not count at all. They just shouldn't count as a points for the duel. It should be kills only. But if you must have assists counting, it has to be. I don't know how they would, if they could actually do this, but if they did want assist to count, it would have to be like, if you get an assist, you have to do like 50% damage, 50% of the opponent's like total health or something. Other than that, I don't even think that needs to happen. I think it should just be kills only in duels. I mean, it's a duel. Who cares if you chip someone for 30 and they die? Like, yeah, sometimes I could see how getting rid of assists would be annoying because, you know what, hey, I'm fighting this guy. Oh, I got him down to like 10 health myself and then someone stole the kill. Yeah, that's annoying, but it's way more annoying when somebody chips you with 10 damage and someone else kills you and the other guy gets the point. Because at least with the kills, you know what you have to do. You know, you're going in, you've got to try to get the kills. Sometimes it's going to be bad. But at least in the other one, you're not like getting chipped from across the map when you didn't even know that your opponent was looking at you, and then you die to someone else. Like, that's way more annoying. So I think assists just simply should not count at all towards the actual duel score. So, with all that being said, I've laid out some positives, laid out some negatives, and some fixes for those negatives. So what's the frickin' verdict? The verdict is fun. It's not meant to be taken seriously. The game as a casual shooter is goofy enough as it is. Something like this, something like the dueling minigame is the perfect speed for TF2. I love it personally, and while I talked about more negatives than positives, the good definitely outweighs the bad in this case. I give Duels 4 stolen mom's credit card keys out of 5. What? Did you think I was done? No. It is now time to reveal my true intentions for making this video. The Dueler hat. I need it. As far as I'm concerned, it's already mine. And to earn this prize virtual hat, you must win the most duels in a 24-hour period. So in the near future, I will be doing a 24-hour stream, attempting to get my hands on my coveted trophy. And if I fail, after some time passes, I'll do another 24-hour stream, and another, until I am the greatest TF2 dueler on Earth! For 24 hours only, and to be perfectly clear, Jax is a moron for this. Other side effects may include, but are not limited to, nausea, diarrhea, epic butt sex, chafed nipples, and heart attack from consuming too many Bang energy drinks.